Hey everyone, it's Jeremy with BST Sportcards. So today I'm just going through doing some listings and then just chatting, giving my opinion like a billion other people have about this whole Fanatics deal and stuff like that. So just laid back, pretty much, you know, just hanging out on Friday night. Kids are asleep, so I'm gonna go ahead and start listing items that I have and stuff like that. So. Uh, Again, if you've never seen BST Sport Cards, you'll sort of see what the marketplace looks like here. What I'm doing is I'm just grabbing my item description that I normally use. Also, I need to look up what uh, Panini Select Basketball. Just need to look up what certain things are here. All right, let's start listing. So I have some select basketball I'm gonna list along with it's just I actually have hockey for the first time, some hockey for Young Gun and stuff like that I'm going to list as well. I don't know what kind of prism this is. I guess it's green, white, and purple. Makes sense. So if you've never seen this before, this is what this sort of looks like. Uh, going through. Once you sign up for a selling membership, you have access to sell an item. It's always free to buy. You just have to create an account. But if you want to sell an item, I'll show you that here in a little bit, what that looks like. We're actually working on an enhancement now to integrate PayPal. So now you can pay for things and get paid out in PayPal. So still just going through and doing that. So select my images. Let's see, where did I put them? I think they're on my desktop. Here they are. All right, let's move them over here. I go through and use an optimizer as well for my images. All these are going to be auction items. Going to list them for 50 cents. Again, my normal shipping rate. Everything has to be shipped with tracking if you've never tuned in. So your shipping costs usually going to cover, roughly what it's going to cost to ship something first class with tracking. So that's it. And list, and that's as easy as that. Now we have this item list. If I go to listing, I could take a look at it. You can see it blows up the picture a little bit more. Go through. Here's all my feedback and stuff like that. My review. All right. List another item. Before I get going, so what I was saying, right, is if you did want to sell or something like that, you can go down here to our pricing and see what it is. So pretty much the way we work is a subscription-based model. So we do no final selling fees. So you can sign up for a month, 3 month, 6 month, year. And then, of course, whatever you sign up for, you can list things for that duration of time to sell. And that's the only fee really you're paying, right? There will be payout fees, right? Like because we use a payment processor, so like Stripe or something like that. So you're going to get that 2.9% time, plus 30 cents and stuff like that. And then same if you select PayPal, right? Same thing. So Stripe's actually going to be a little lower than PayPal, because I believe PayPal just changed their percentage and stuff like that. So I think Stripe is a little lower, but it's up to you how you want to take that payout. If you want to take it via your bank account and Stripe, or if you want to take it via PayPal, get up there a little quicker, but it's a little bit of higher processing fee that they charge. Nothing we can do for that. But anyways, that's the only thing you're going to pay, right? So, eBay, you're paying, what, 12.35% plus 30 cents or whatever. Like here, you pay $7.99 once for the month. You can list as much as you want, and whenever you sell something, the only fee you're going to be paying is that processing fee of the 2.9%, right? So that's pretty much our fee. You can, do 3 months for $19.99, 6 months for $37.99, or a year for $69.99. And you can list things up until the last day. So even if you list something, if you sign up for a month, the last day of the month, you list stuff for 10 days. It's still going to be there, right? It's still going to go through the process. Just after the 30 days, you won't be able to list anything new. So the process will, all your auctions are not going to end, when your subscription's up. They'll keep going to the duration that they're set for. All right. We looked at that. Let's go back and let's list some more items so you can see it there, because I have this sort of set. I can go into basketball, sort by the newest or by the oldest or whatever when I want to do it, right? Anthony Davis is actually the oldest as well. Yeah, easy as that. So I'm going to click add another item, and we'll keep going down the line. So again, it's still just sticking with select. I spell this guy's name. Oh, that was right. Concourse, rookie card. Thunder. So yeah, I see, a lot of people, not to get sidetracked, but a lot of people have been, reading up. A lot of YouTube videos come up lately on the whole thing with, Fanatics finally came out, put out a statement, what they're trying to do, stuff like that. I'll give my opinion here in a little bit once I list some of the stuff. But I think there's a lot of people that don't know, right, like what's going on, what that means. Not only was that mean for, right, the consumer, I think most of us know what they're trying to do, trying to be that one-stop shop, right, with everything. But what does that mean? What's it going to look like? Is that going to be out of the gate? Things like that, right? So it's, one of those things where there's still a ton of unknowns. So I can't, I can have an opinion now, but it's not like an informed opinion, I guess. I tried to make, this form pretty, hassle-free. I think if anyone's sold stuff on eBay lately, they know now, right? If there's just a bunch of different selections that you have to put in there that are mandatory now. This is pretty straightforward, right? Whether something's graded or raw or a reprint, that needs to be in there. I think those are two major things that buyers want to know, right? It's graded, what is grade, right? You can see it in the picture, but also it needs to be put in the description. Continuing down that select train. Only a couple more. I'm just sort of listing the rookies. Oops. Again, we offer combined shipping. So, right, if someone buys multiple things, they're not going to get charged $3.50 on mine. It's 50 cents each additional card. Then there'll be a combined invoice with, if you have multiple cards that we're working on. So that's coming out, like I said, with the PayPal thing. And we did fix, which is already up, is before when bidding would happen, if you, sort of like how eBay does it, right? If you put in your, the bidding starting at 99 cents and you put in a bid of $5, it starts your bid at 99 cents. It just doesn't automatically set it to $5. What was happening on the back end for us, and it was just a little couple lines of code that we had to change, is so you weren't competing with yourself pretty much, right? So if I put a bid for $1 and then I came back the next day and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make my max bet $20 instead of it, like the system and the back end and everything didn't know it was you, so it sort of just threw the price as $20. But now that it knows it's you, right, it doesn't compete with yourself, if that makes sense. So that's fixed. It works like it should. You can set a max bid, and if other people bid, it will bid up to your amount. Right. Let's see. What else? What else do I want to throw in there? Okay. We'll start diving into a little baseball here. Leaf lumber. Tim Raines. That relic. Number 19 of 20. As for when he was on the Expos, though. I don't. I will put other here. Obviously, you could put Nationals, I guess, if I went to that, but a lot of the older teams, right? Just put other, and I put Expos in here so people know. Tim Raines, Leaf. Again, all these are starting at 50 cents. Uh-oh. Did not post successfully. So I can put the team here. Once I put other, I think that's what happened. You still have to specify what that other is. I need to get better warning, though. That doesn't really tell you what you didn't do right, so I'm going to make a note of that as well. Like I said, I built this. Had a help with a couple guys, but I contracted out just to help with some of the heavy lifting. But little stuff like this, right? As I go through, I find it. So, and I fix it. There we go. So that's what that issue was. Let me make a note of that. Cool. Let's list a couple more things here. And we'll talk a little bit. What is this? 2021 Stadium Club? Yeah. Whoa. Can't type today. Red parallel card. I like Dylan Carlson. He's a little older, but I think he's going to be solid for the long haul. Let's see, what else can I add? Let's add a couple of these hockey. And I gotta figure out what these are called actually too. I don't know what I haven't opened hockey. Obviously I know a little bit about it. Not gonna pretend like I'm a fair weather fan too, being out of Chicago, like when the Blackhawks were good. You know, years back. When I say years back, a couple years back. uh I was on that bandwagon pretty hard. But let's see here. What? Alright, so this must be... Oh, okay. Let's see. Ian Mitchell. Dazzlers Green. I actually have I don't have Upper Deck as a manufacturer because it's just they don't. They do. They do some other like non-hobby. I should probably have them because they do other things like, right, golf and stuff like that. So. There she is. Same thing here. 20. Deck. Extended series. Go. Masav. There we go. Alright, so let's sort of switch gears. Been listening for like 20 minutes. It's kind of boring. But I just wanted to show people if they were watching what it looked like, right, without having to be a seller. Sometimes it's just easier to see how other people use it. You can see here I have my dashboard with everything that I've sold lately. My messages, um, all my active listings, anything that's unsold, items that I've sold, any returns, things like that. What I've shipped, so I actually shipped these just recently to somebody. Actually, I can track them here, make sure they were delivered, and they were delivered today. So it's awesome. So I can, verify that what I shipped out. He bought a Bobby Witt Gold from Onyx and a Stadium Club members only with Merrifield from me. So hopefully he got those, and that's awesome. Yeah, let's talk about Fanatics. So this is, I again, I just don't know how to feel um, about it, and I think everyone sort of has that same feeling as right. What does this do to local card shops? What does this do to breakers? What does this do to right everything, retail, whatever it is, right? Direct to consumer. So are they cutting out? Right? Are we just going to Fanatics and that's where we're getting everything? Because that's what it sounds like. They got this crazy $10 billion valuation because of all this, and they want to make it right. They want to make it where it's crazy Amazon, right? Everything is handled within them. So I just don't know how I feel about it because again, I like going to a local card shop. I like doing all that and buying, things. You're going to have card shops that are going to have markups, right? They have overhead and stuff like that, but I think it goes beyond that markup why people go to these card shops, right? There's interaction there. There's excitement. You open something there, and you know the card shops that I've gone to and stuff like that. The owner would be just as excited as you are when you're opening this up and you hit a big card and stuff like that, right? And now even now with social media, it helps, and they go through and they can display it, and they get free marketing out of it and stuff like that. But it's just one of those cool things, right? So, it when it came out and Fanatics said, "Hey, we got NBA and NBPA, MLB, the MLBPA, and the NFLPA," but they didn't say the NFL though, which is weird. It's just, and I think someone else mentioned that too. Just the Players Association, not the NFL. So I don't know what's going on there. If there's just, you know, it's gonna happen, but it's just right when and stuff like that. So, um, and then that just destroyed the Tops, and the SPAC acquisition that Tops is going to go through and stuff like that. And they were even talking about, they were even on the verge of, right, taking Tops, and they were looking at actually taking Panini too and building this, this big thing and stuff like that. It came out. So I just don't think it's good for the hobby to have one, right, sort of one company just being a complete monopoly with this all, right? So I they're gonna have to, one, for manufacturing, everything like that. I feel like they can't just figure that out. They're gonna have to buy somebody out to just get that chain and that knowledge and stuff like that. I'm sure they could probably figure it out, but I think they would be almost easier and more beneficial if they bought an Upper Deck, or if they bought Panini, or bought Tops or whatever like that, and just use that manufacturing process and get that all nailed down, right? Not having to figure it out. They have time, obviously, but still trying to figure that out and everything like that. So, they brought in the co-founder of StockX to be like the co-founder and chief vision officer or whatever, Josh Luber. So, you know, people that I don't know much about Josh with StockX. I don't know how he StockX obviously started with sneakers, right? So we know that. Then they got into other things and stuff like that. I don't know. Obviously Josh has a. I call Josh like I know him, but obviously Josh Luber has knowledge that Fanatics found beneficial and help them that vision going forward and stuff like that. So and also Fanatics is not only that, right? So they're doing all this. They're moving into NFTs as well. Um, so they're gonna look into doing that. They're looking into actually launching a sports book too. So you're gonna have all this craziness within one company, right? They're gonna try to have a vault, have a marketplace, right? So I'm trying to build this marketplace. Um, I built it from scratch. I just thought it was something that would be cool and is sort of needed in the hobby. It's taken off a little slow, but I fully expect that. I didn't expect people to just leave eBay or something like that, but I wanted to start something that was different and had an opportunity. My slabs have sort of did that too. Um, they only do the 1% plus the processing fee. I was sort of looking at just not paying the fees and paying subscription based model and going that way and stuff like that, but also allowing not just graded and stuff like that, but limiting also the returns, trying to take all the pros from eBay and sort of you know take the cons and minimize them as much as possible. So whether that's having to have tracking, whether it's a 5-day return period, buyer and seller feedback, things like that, to try to help that have a strict one strike you do not pay, you are booted from the platform policy, which we have now. So I've already had to kick a couple buyers actually because they did not pay. So that's where we're sort of looking there. Um, but man, it's crazy because I don't know what it's gonna do. You know, they're gonna have their own crating, like they said, their own distribution, their own warehouse. Direct to consumer, right? So I go on Fanatics site and there's just a thing that says you know cards, and then I could buy a box of cards. So the pro to that is right that there's going to be no markups and stuff. I mean, there might be, but if you were able to get it through Fanatics site, the price is what the price is, whatever they set, right? There's not going to be people flipping and stuff like that unless, you know, like they make it limited or something like that. And then we have to worry about, okay, well, if they do that, how do they scout, what happens with tops and stuff like that, or a Target or something like that? People have these bots, right? They create these bots. Bots go out, something triggers it, buys as much as it can. So how are they going to negate that and stuff like that? And then, what's the secondary market going to look like? Is it going to be crazy, sort of like it is now? Or, what's that going to do? And then how's this going to affect like card shows, right? Things that I enjoy going to, or I enjoy, having a table and stuff like that, and having a quarter box and having a dollar box and, talking about my marketplace. But I just feel like, one company that controls all of this is not good for the hobby. I could be wrong, but that's what my gut tells me. I just can't see this hobby. One, it's going to be so hard to see it without Topps, Bowman, right? Panini having basketball and stuff like that, and all those different things. But then, right, you're going to have these box breaks. But what are these breakers? Are they going to be able to get their product? They're going to get their product at the same price we'll be able to get it at, or is there going to be, how is that going to work? Because right now, some of the bigger breakers um, get deals with distributors, but then now there's not going to be distributors. So how does that, that dynamic going to work? Is it Fanatics going to be like, oh, let's, partner with or start our own breaking chat? Who knows what they're going to do? But all I know is I I liked being able to go to, you know, a card shop. I like going to card shows. Um, I liked I everyone had the different licenses, Panini basketball and stuff like that, and baseball, was Tops and Bowman and same company, but it's just one of those things where I wish companies were still there, right? So Tops, Panini and stuff like that, and then they have the licenses just went across, right? And I really wish Panini could do baseball and have licenses. Same with Leaf and stuff like that. Because man, some of my favorite product is like Leaf Trinity and stuff like that with the patches and everything. It's just amazing. It just doesn't have the logos and stuff. And sometimes people are okay with that, and sometimes they're not. I prefer to have the logos and stuff like that. But man, it's gonna be different. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's just it's sort of that wait and see. More stuff's gonna come out. Who knows what they're gonna do? They buy Upper Deck. Also, what does this do if they don't buy Upper Deck or something like that? Upper Deck has the exclusive rights to like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Tiger. Like what happens to those deals? We just never. You know, they just keep Upper Deck keeps doing what they're doing, or what happens if Fanatics gets Upper Deck? Then what do we see? We start seeing Jordan cards back into boxes and stuff like that. If more and more boxes, if that were to happen, you know, one, good luck getting the Bulls and any sort of you know break if there's breaks back. Then, and two, uh, I mean that I see that as a pretty cool thing again. But time will tell. So to me, I'm leaning towards the I don't think this is good for the hobby. I just don't. But I could be wrong. This is just my gut feeling. It's one of those things where it's a change, a big change. People don't like change, but even with I think change can be good. But just looking at this logically, with what they're trying to do, and just take everything and absorb it all and have it in one, just this big fanatics smorgasbord of craziness. I just don't know how I'm going to feel about it. So just doesn't seem right, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. You know, feel free to follow us, follow the channel, follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, BST Sportcards. Going to be putting out more and more stuff, doing these final enhancements, and there's going to be a big push. I'm thinking about doing a free offering a free month of selling. So if you're on that fence of selling, I might put out a code that's going to 1 month free, just to get people in there. Because right now I have a ton of people that are signed up to buy, but I only have 20 or so sellers that have signed up to sell. So there's a lot more people looking to buy things, but with no sellers, right? It's sort of that catch-22. You got to have sellers to have the buyers be interested, and you got to have the buyers to have the sellers interested. But we have the buyers, but they're just sitting there trying to, they're looking for specific things. Obviously, the marketplace is not huge. It's not eBay. It doesn't have that broad reach where you could type in anything and you'll pretty much find something. But, one day at a time. I knew this wasn't going to be a overnight thing. I'm just trying to make the best marketplace I can make, subscription based, and try to think of it for someone that's collected cards, what I would like to see. And, I'm always looking for feedback. So feel free to leave any feedback also below. And, yeah, we'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out.